Hi everyone, Jerome Wright is here, and what you're looking at, excluding my drawings here, forget them for a minute, is an image, a space image of the Nebula mass, which is dubbed by the Hubble Space Telescope image as being the Hidden Flame Nebula, the Hidden Flame Nebula in space. Okay, and as you can see here, you know that through my other videos, I have 30 plus videos, and that I can see things that normally would not be being seen by the normal naked eye. Okay, they're multidimensional images that I found to be hidden, not only in space but in everything that is around us. And people here of our world actually knew of it. A lot of these images are displayed, found to be hidden and encrypted in the Renaissance artist paintings. Some of the famous artworks of Leonardo da Vinci, The Last Supper, I've got my decodings on. His Viviturian Man, there are multi-dimensional images in, and even the face of Leonardo da Vinci himself. Michelangelo with the Sistine Chapel, Bernini, a lot of these the sculptured art, people. I mean, it's everywhere. Okay, I can pull these images out. They are in sequential order, and it shows how we were created. Not only where we came from, which was the ape, which would have been unheard of for back in that time, back in the Renaissance era, but you even go back. We go back before there. They're showing how we were created from the ape. Okay, and also it is showing where the ape came from. These images show where the ape came from and how we mankind genetically came into existence. So people, what mankind has learned about himself and where we had came from, about from ape. I mean, just in the 19th century, I believe it is. People, this information has been known as far back as the beginning of time. You know what I mean? In days of Christopher Columbus and before. You know what I mean? And a lot of this information is contained there in the Renaissance artist paintings. And I'm going to be showing you because I've cracked the code to how it all came to be. But anyway, this is the Hidden Flame Nebula taken by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope. Now, you see these little images up here that I show people. I can actually see this stuff. I started out. This is one of my first highlights that I made of this image and posted it online on my alien UFO site. Then, as I started getting into it, once I start drawing in it, people, I mean, the rest of it becomes revealed to me. Okay. Now, I'm going to just point out some things here to you. You see these drawings, these little faces here? They're actually there, people. I can see them. Then, as I get into the drawing, I started noticing that as it came down here, that this like snaky-like object here actually attacks a body of a serpent, of a celestial serpent that is in space. There is the tooth there, a tooth there, there's a nostril there, there's a nostril there. Then there's a hole right here, and through and it's a celestial eye. And in the background, I notice people, this is a star in the back, but it actually creates the image of an eye. Okay, through the background, the celestial snake has like what again another mass which would be in his mouth. It makes, but it looks like an egg. You know what I mean? In this creature's mouth and all. And I'm going to tell you why that is. Now, here's another image. I'm gonna show you what that looks like highlighted, people. So remember that. I'm gonna come back to that. Here's another image. People, look at how I'm showing you these ape images. Look at that. This, I can see this in the mass. Look at this, people. I see these images. I see these images there. Look at that. Okay. Then here we are again. Here we are again with these reptilian-like beings. Look at this. Here, this is not completed. I don't know if you can actually see it. Let me dim the light here for you a little bit. Look at that. Look at this being here. These transparent images. I can see the transparent likenesses of these beings, people, and I can highlight them, their images, so where you can actually see them. In these masses, what I'm alleging, where stars are supposed to be created in these nebula masses, people, there is actually real life being created, and through this life, seeds are being created, and they're being directed and implanted in worlds, on planets. And this is how mankind came to be, and this is how we were created. Okay, I've discovered this to be with the Carina Nebula, the Orion Nebula, and many more, people. That these stellar, I mean, these celestial creation, alien-like creation, are being created. Okay, and they're in sequential order. And okay, I want to show you what that snake, celestial snake, looks like, people, with the object in its mouth. All I did was darken the colors. That's all I did. I darkened the colors. And look at what is there, people. All I did. I traced what is actually there already. Look at that. All I did. The scalings around the teeth. These teeth are there. Google the image, okay, the Hidden Flame Nebula, and compare it to what I have here. You can even do the same exact thing. The lines are verbatim there, the white for the teeth, and then even the scales around the celestial snake mouth here. All of this stuff here, people, is already there, okay? And all you have to do is Google the image, okay, and you will see exactly what I see now that I've shown it to you. You would not have imagined it, because no one would imagine nothing of the sort being there. Then, people, in the background is a faint light image of another one. A celestial snake. Now, what's concerning about this is that these two celestial snakes are also depicted somewhere here on our planet, and they're shown coming down from space, from the skies, and this is at the Mayan temples, where those two snakes, where the sun hits them just right, it looks like their bodies are rippling down the stairwell casing. I mean, down the temple. People, it is in my mind that these two celestial snakes are actually what is being referenced at the Mayan temples over in the Mayan temple that oh gosh, where is that? In Mexico, I believe it is. Okay, in the U.S. Okay, now look at this, people. Look. And then look at what else I see here. These other celestial beings. People, this is what is consistent with everything that I have been doing here. Look at this. Everything that I see here, people, is there. Go there, Google the image, the Hidden Flame Nebula, and when you Google Hidden Flame Nebula, you will actually see my image up here, which actually got on there from, I think, from mysteries.com that I was actually on, and they actually I got banned from there because they said that I forgot what the name of that condition was, because I can see things and whatever, and things that are not there. I'm supposed to be, my mind can't filter these things or whatever. But anyway, to make a long story short, I can see these things, people, and not only can I see them, but I can show them to you. And image after image, artist after artist, these space images, I can do this all through space. And not only that, people, it's just like these artworks are in sequential order, so it is in space, these nebula masses. And what is happening here, we can ascertain the order in which life was created, what planet it went to, and I can track it through space, people, based on what I can do here. I can show you where we came from, which life forms were injected in our planet, at which time, based on how old the nebula masses were, if science can get that right, because everything else is not right, because everything goes out the window about how we were created, the Big Bang Theory, all of that, people, has to be wiped out and has to be gone back. Once we realize how old these masses are, I can show you these beings in each mass, nebula mass in space, show you these beings, and based on the information here on our record, on our planet, which actually lends to what is here, okay, and I'm believing that this is associated with the Mayan temple, okay, where the two snakes are coming down the temple, based on the age of this, and records that we already have here on our planet, people. There could be a record obtained of which life forms came to our world and at which times they came, when they were created, and there are, people, life forms that were here on our world before there was us, and before There was the animals and the creatures. All of these animals, whales, everything, people, are depicted in these stellar masses. Not just this one, but in all of them. In our solar system, these celestial eggs, and I can actually determine, based on what science can determine. All I have to do is show science where it's at, and they can actually make a determination of when we were created, when these life forms came to our worlds in the forms of celestial seeds, and when other life forms were destroyed. And there is a true record, people, and based on space and what is already here in our world, that and whatever I've already discovered, there can be a true determination on what is happening. It is also my belief that this is why the Mayans and other ancient civilizations around our world kept a meticulous record about these celestial seeds coming to our world, because they knew of the impending dangers of these seeds coming in, and once these things hit our world, they knew what the catastrophic aftermaths of what was coming. This is the reason why I believe that these temples were built in the first place, the pyramids and all, and they have the shifting structures and all for the blocks to shift, and I mean for in the event of impact, so they don't crumble. People, this is why they kept those meticulous records. They were recording. They knew when these celestial seeds were going to be implanted again back in our world. So they wanted to have the best fallout shelters in our world's history. And this is what this was all about. And they wanted these temples and these pyramids to withstand impacts from these seeds being implanted in our world. There was the knowledge, people, and it was there. There's records of it. But what we have to realize is that the pioneers of our world, Christopher Columbus, the other people, Pierre Rice, and the Vatican, all commissioned these journeys. Where did this information go to? And you notice that when it comes to these information at these sites in Egypt, do you notice how most of this information has been either defaced or destroyed? You know, people, we have to start raising questions, because something is terribly wrong here. But I can actually take people and bring us to this. I can bring all of this here, people, full circle to our planet. We can find out the truth. All we have to do is get me mainstream. Okay? I can take these stellar masses, these nebula masses, I can identify them with those of the ancient civilizations of our world. Science can put time factors on these, because these masses the Carina Nebula that I did is 7 point something million years in light years in width. People, these masses are that huge. Our planet is probably a little dot in a dot in this, and just a small dot. This thing. Of the size, just based on the size. People, the Orion Belt Nebula, all of these nebulas, people, I can identify these celestial beings that is in there and give them a face in our world, and give them a time in our world. And people, from that, we can find the true identity of who we are, where we came from, and erase history as we know it, and get to the culprits that are actually suppressing this information from us. Now, it is my contention that not even those that call themselves hiding this information from us know the full magnitude of what is actually happening here. And a lot of it has to do with Christianity and ancient religions that actually kept this stuff from us. People, if you want to know the truth, get me out there. Get me out there, people. Turn that off. Get me out there. And I'm telling you now, people, that this information can actually come full circle, and we can do something about it. Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is Jerome Wright. I'm on YouTube, my Jeronification channel, and on Alien UFOs, Dreams and Experiences. You can Google my name. My stuff is going all over the internet now as we speak. If you Google Hidden Flame Nebula, this image actually will come up next to one of the Hubble spacecraft images, which is good. All of my videos, I admit, are amateur. I am not a professional. I am not a scientist. I am not none of the above. However, people, I've had a true paranormal experience and encounter which enabled me to actually find this stuff, because prior to me having this experience, I had no interest in space, no interest in science, and no interest in doing any of this. Okay, so this is all new to me. Bear with me. And I'm telling you, if you want to know the truth, though, I have it here for you. And I can do this over and over and over again, as I intend to do, until my message is worldwide. Thank you.